This is the DJI Neo 2, a compact and a lightweight drone that gives you multiple ways to fly and capture footage. You can buy it on its own, with a fly mode combo, with the motion fly mode combo, or even connect it to a remote control from another series, depending on the type of flying experience you want. The Neo 2 is designed to be flexible, so whether you want to fly casually with automated modes, or take full control with the motion controller, or see remote, or even FPV goggles. Today we're going to take a look at everything from the unboxing to the first impressions, flight modes, video modes, obstacle avoidance, and everything else that makes this drone worth checking out. Now I've gone for the motion fly mode combo, which is the most packed of the bunch. Inside the box you get the Neo 2 drone with the propeller guards pre-installed, a battery pre-installed, and the digital transceiver, again pre-installed. A charging hub that takes 3 batteries, one of which, as you saw, is already installed on the drone. Some user manuals that include a sticker as well as a screwdriver, RC Motion 3 controller with a lanyard, some spare propellers, a Type-C to Type-C cable, and finally the DJI goggles N3. The standard fly mode combo gives you the drone, extra batteries, and the charging hub, but does not include the motion controller or goggles. And if you already own another DJI drone, you can go for the DJI Neo 2 on its own and connect that remote control to this. Not all of them will be compatible, so definitely check that beforehand, and if not, just leave me a comment and I'll be happy to confirm for you. Now the first thing you notice when handling the Neo 2 is how light and compact it really is. Precisely 151 grams, and it bumps to 160 grams with the digital transceiver. That's a fine detail because yes, it does work without it, if that's how you choose to fly. It feels incredibly portable while still solid enough to give you confidence because it doesn't feel like a toy. The propeller guards are reassuring, especially if you're flying near walls, trees, or indoors, which, believe it or not, happens a lot more than you may think. It's the first thing I do when I get my hands on a drone, so yeah. They do give the drone a slightly chunky feel, but the safety it provides without doubt overweighs that chunkiness. Around the drone, you start with a screen in the front which shows you the current selected flight mode or shooting mode, of which there are 5. Follow, selfie shot, droning, circle, and rocket. You'll be able to see a visual of each one of these later in the video. Then you have the gimbal and the camera in the center. And similar to other DJI drones, you can use this in both landscape or portrait modes. And another small screen for the status, of which there are a few, but the main one to mention is the gesture tracking. On top we have the battery, which you can take out by squeezing the sides, called the battery buckles. And as with all modern DJI batteries, you can see the battery level by simply pressing the power button once, or press and hold to turn it on. At the back comes the pre-installed digital transceiver. Now when you're flying with a remote control or goggles, this plays a vital role in making sure you get a smooth video feed, as well as responsive control of your drone. Really useful for longer distances that a Wi-Fi signal may not necessarily be able to handle. And finally, under the drone, we have a USB Type-C port on the transceiver for charging the drone. 2 select buttons to switch modes, select distance or position, and a takeoff button you can trigger by pressing once. The motion controller feels surprisingly comfortable in the hand, and with a single hand you are able to reach all the buttons on the controller. This orange one is the lock button, alongside the joystick, the record or shutter button on the side, the accelerator at the back, which is used for both going forward and backwards, and lastly the power button on the right hand side, which will show you the battery level using these LEDs in the front. The goggles are the heaviest of the pack, but still lightweight enough to wear for extended flights. But even then, if you stretch that across 3 batteries, it will last around 40 to 45 minutes, so you should be okay either way. If you do plan to use all of that time in a single session, there's a lot of cushioning and elastics around to give you comfort while wearing, and an adjustment knob to give you the best grip for your head. In the front you have the power button, back button, joystick for navigation, a Type-C port, an SD card slot, and extenders on both sides. The Neo 2 really shines in terms of flight flexibility because there are a total of 5 ways to fly this. Using just the drone, using the drone with a phone, using the drone with a remote control, using the drone with a motion controller, and finally using the drone with the motion controller plus the goggles. To start with, you can fly it with no controller at all. Turn on the drone using the power button at the top, cycle between the modes using select buttons by pressing once, select the distance and position by holding the buttons, and finally when you are ready, press the power button once to take off. It's honestly that simple, no secrets, no hidden instructions. The only thing you have to remember is you have to be in the frame of the drone to make sure it takes off. So if you stand behind the drone and expect it to take off,
We don't do that here.
It has to have a human face visible. That's only for the automated modes though, not for the remote control. Anyhow, once it's in the air, the drone will automatically record a short video depending on the mode you've chosen. And with the drone having 49GB of storage, you don't even have to worry about running out of space. Not in a single session anyway. This option is great for beginners or anyone who wants hands-off flying, or you're simply on a budget and can't afford to spend extra money on complementary pieces. If you prefer more control, you can use the RC remote, which allows full control of the speed, altitude, and the camera angles for precise piloting. And this is also where you get to choose between landscape and portrait modes. It opens up the world to so much more control of precisely what and how you want to capture your content. And similarly, you can use your phone to do exactly the same thing. You will have to have the DJI Fly app installed, but once you have that, you're good to go. It's definitely more complex than the remote control, but at least the option is there. For more advanced users, the motion controller provides an intuitive way to fly using natural hand movements, where pointing, tilting, and gestures translate directly into drone movements, giving you a more dynamic and a first-person view experience. Now you can do that using just the motion controller, but the most immersive experience is by combining the FPV goggles. This setup lets you see exactly what the drone sees while controlling it with your hands, which is ideal for cinematic shots, navigating tight spaces, or just enjoying an engaging flight experience. This is the most impressive thing I see with the Neo 2. The multiple options that it has means that beginners can start with automated modes and progress to more advanced modes as they become comfortable, making the Neo 2 suitable for literally every single person. Not to mention the obstacle avoidance that DJI has really solidified to even catch the tiniest of branches. As mentioned, there are 5 video modes on the drone without the need for anything else. They record in 4K up to 60 frames per second, which is crisp and clear enough for most vlogs, travel videos, social media content, or any content in general. There is also a 2.7K vertical video mode specifically for social media formats like TikTok or Instagram Reels, so you can switch between those as and when you choose. The auto tracking allows the drone to follow you automatically or keep you in frame, which is useful if you're filming yourself while walking, running, or biking, or any other sport you can think of. There was really no surprise why the Neo one was so popular with people. It was just easy to take a good shot without carrying much other than the drone itself. Now when you add the motion fly mode combo to the mix or connect a compatible remote, the Neo 2 unlocks more advanced video capabilities. You can now record 4K footage at 100 frames per second for smooth slow motion shots, which will always add cinematic quality to your content. Advanced quick shots and master shots automate complex camera movements while keeping your subject framed perfectly. It's something we've seen on other DJI drones, but you can only unlock this when you're connected to a controller. These additional features allow you to be more creative and versatile while retaining control over your footage, but it does take some practice. It's not something you'll be able to master straight away. Obstacle avoidance on the Neo 2 is one of the main selling points and a key standout feature. It uses omnidirectional sensors including LiDAR, infrared and vision-based systems to detect obstacles and avoid them. The word LiDAR is a really big thing here. If you want to understand the true science behind this, check out Mark Rober's video on self-driving cars. This means that when the drone approaches an object, it can slow down or stop to avoid the collision. This is particularly useful for indoor flying or urban environments where trees, walls or other obstacles are always present. For beginners, this system will give you a lot of confidence because you don't have to worry as much about accidentally crashing the drone. Advanced pilots also benefit because the sensors allow more aggressive movements while maintaining a level of safety that we've never really seen before on drones. Now, I'm not a cautious flyer, but since having this drone, I've not actually managed to make it crash. Not because I didn't make mistakes, but because it simply refuses to crash. It's literally surrounded by DJI magic. Flight time on the DJI Neo 2 is around 19 minutes per battery under ideal conditions, but that's what they claim. I mean, respectable if true, except it isn't. I did a quick test with the drone both indoors and outdoors. The results were surprising to say the least. It lasted 12 minutes 17 seconds outdoors, where the conditions were not ideal. It was windy, the drone was swaying, so not bad, and I don't mind that. But then I did the same thing indoors. Now the conditions were perfect, but it lasted just 12 minutes 18 seconds, 1 second more than the outdoor time. In real world conditions, especially when flying in wind or using tracking and cinematic modes, flight time can drop to around 12 minutes to 15 minutes. But I was not expecting that to be the case even indoors. So with that in mind, it's best to go for the Fly Mode combo with the 3 batteries alongside the charging hub, so you can get a guaranteed 30 minutes at the very least. While the flight time is not the best compared to larger drones, it is definitely sufficient for short sessions, travel videos or social media content where you want to take a quick shot instead of flying for over 10 minutes. Now, I did expect a lot better from DJI, but I think it's also understandable because they have kept the weight to a minimum. But still, not something to be taken lightly if you plan on spending your hard-earned cash on this. So while the Neo 2 is versatile and beginner friendly, it does have some limitations. The sensor and the 2-axis gimbal mean it's not designed for professional grade cinematography. I mean, you shouldn't be expecting that from this drone anyway. Manual camera control is limited if you don't have the remote control, so you rely heavily on automated modes, which won't always give you the result you may be expecting. Its lightweight design makes it more susceptible to strong winds. It handles a gentle breeze no problem, but here I'm talking strong winds. Flight time is the most disappointing, unfortunately. Those extra batteries are a must, as the fun is short-lived otherwise. Now, I've listed these things for you because they are worth noting. The Neo 2 is incredible, but for its intended audience, which is casual and semi-serious flyers, definitely not for mature or professional pilots. Now, in terms of price, this is currently priced at £209 for just the drone, £289 with the Fly Mode combo, and £509 with the Motion Fly Mode combo. I'd say that's a moderate price for a valuable drone if you can look past those minor inconveniences. And as it's the holiday season, you may be looking to buy this as a present or a gift for a loved one, in which case, I'll leave the links in the description below. That's all for now. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!